Are you a life insurance agent wondering what does the death claims process look like? Well, that's what this video is about. I'm going to help you unpack the process, help you see what will take place so that you can do a better job as an insurance agent guarding these just amazing families. So before I go into this, my name's Jason. I'm your friend in the business, and I'm very blessed to just partner with some of the most amazing agents across this nation and even agencies selling shoulder to shoulder life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly in the telespace. So free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com. And I hope this video on what the death claims process looks like is of value to you. So I'm sitting here at a cemetery, and believe it or not, two of my policy holders are right over here. They've passed on, and I brought a very big check to their families. And this is the just painful privilege of what you are doing to solve their problems. And sometimes insurance agents lose sight of this. Sometimes we can get jaded through all the no's and all the noise of the industry, all the rah-rah. Let's get real. You're guarding people. You're making their lives better than when you found them. That's what this industry is really about. This family that I paid a double death claim on, let me share with you, it's not always as soon as you get on that phone, oh, I'm going to buy from you. You're going to get beat up as an insurance agent. But don't forget the good that you're doing for these families. They told me they need to think about it, and I was like, that's all right. What would you like to think about? What is there to think about, if you don't mind me asking? And you know what? They shared that with me, and they allowed me to solve their problem that very day with a policy. They allowed me the privilege of selling them a policy. And when that day comes, guess what? I took care of their claim. And that day will come. Life insurance is the only thing that you got a 100% chance of claiming on. And that's something to never lose sight of. So if you're an insurance agent, I'm proud of you. If you're a final expense telesales agent, I'm proud of you. If you're a face-to-face insurance agent doing the good work, I'm proud of you as well. Never lose sight of the people that you're serving and what the product that you sell really does, because what you do is bringing nothing more, nothing less, if you can see it, than hope. Hope is what you're building and bringing by the products that you are selling. So when you're selling final expense insurance or life insurance, you are basically guarding their legacies. You're guarding their lives. But when this day comes, you're bringing very big checks, and you should know what the process looks like. I did another death claim just yesterday. Amazing family, 4 different policies, very big checks coming to the wife, and the husband passed away. This is not warm fuzzy. This is a privilege to be able to do what we're allowed as insurance agents to do. So when you first get the call and a spouse calls you, hey, Jason, dad died. Hey, Jason, mom died. All right. When this day comes, and if you sell life insurance, that day will come, hopefully, at some point for you. And I don't wish anyone to pass away, but welcome to the life insurance space. People will pass. And when this day comes, we need to be prepared. When this happens to you, the first thing you do is just say, I'm so sorry, period. All right. Nothing more, nothing less. Let them know you're sorry for what has taken place. Don't give a multitude of words. Just say, I'm so sorry. Ask them when it happened. And once again, say, I'm so sorry. Now, all I need is that death certificate to get the process started. Mrs. Johnson, do you know if the death certificate has been printed, or is it done yet? No, it's not done. We'll have the death certificate on Friday, or whatever the day they tell you. Say, no problem. I'm going to get everything ready to go. I'll get some things going for you. Can you please call me as soon as you get that death certificate? That is the way that you will want to walk and work forward with these families when that happens. And let them know that if you're a telesales agent, I'm going to take care of you. If it's, let's say, a face-to-face engagement, let them know, hey, I'll head to your home and I'll help you. I'm going to get everything ready to go. Especially if it's a beneficiary being a wife and you've talked to both of them and you have a relationship, that's a big thing. Now, my word of warning here is to be careful when you're dealing with a death claim with certain children that aren't the beneficiary, or maybe they are the beneficiary and they want to know numbers, they want to know dollars, they want to know those kinds of things. You can't go over those details until you have a death certificate in your hands, because you'll accidentally, through just maybe you being shocked that they passed away, now you're telling them things that they don't need to know legally yet. And if you get some kid who maybe is unethical, mom and dad didn't truly die, now you're giving them precious details, which is protected information. And you want to be cautious of this, because there are kids out there that are greedy and they want to know how much life insurance mom and dad have. Mom and dad don't want to tell them, and then they pretend that, you know, they've passed away. And I know this is really sick, but I've seen this happen in my career. So be careful. Don't disclose information until you have a death certificate in your hand. Let them know you're sorry. I'm going to take care of you. Do you have a death certificate? Then you move forward. So don't do anything until you've got that death certificate, unless the spouse already knows that she's the beneficiary and that you've got a relationship with both of them. Just be careful to guard the information of the families that you're protecting. So a little lengthy here, but I want you to know these little details. You don't want to divulge anything until you have the death certificate in your possession, either digitally or physically. Now that you've got documentation, dad has for sure passed away, mom has for sure passed away, you can also call the medical examiner, the coroner. You can also make sure and confirm that they've passed by calling the hospital. You can have the funeral director talk to you. Once this has taken place, you've got documentation. Now you can go over details with the beneficiary, because you've confirmed that the person has passed. Always be sensitive. Always be sensitive to the families. Back to point number one. But now that you know they've passed, now you just go to the insurance company and get the death claim form. It's very simple. Typically it's around 2 pages. And if someone's passed away over 2 years, my friends, it's a very fast death claim, because there's no contestability. There's no 2-year suicide clause. And every life insurance policy and final expense insurance policy has a 2-year contestability clause, meaning that if the consumer lied on the application, the company has the ability to give them back nothing but their money back plus some interest. So you want to make sure that if a person's passed away under 2 years, just let them know there's going to be a process called contestability. They're just going to make sure that mom or dad or brother, whoever had the policy, was truthful on the application. And of course, Mr. Jones, your husband, would be truthful. But just know that's part of the process. So they may ask for medical records, and we're going to get that as fast as possible. I'm going to help you through this so we can get that right check coming as fast as we can. Let them know what the process looks like moving forward. Then they're not going to be blindsided if the policy was enforced for less than 2 years. Now, if it's been over 2 years, it's like grease skids. It doesn't even matter. Someone passes away after 2 years, checks getting cut, everything's heading their way. Nothing is going to stop this thing. This is very critical for you to know. So over 2 years, doesn't matter how they pass. Under 2 years, though, all insurance companies will go through something called contestability. Don't care what the company's name is, they're going to do it. And that just means they're going to look at medical records, make sure that the health questions were answered truthfully, and that the medical records speak the same language, so that that check gets launched to the families to protect them. That process shouldn't take more than a couple weeks at the longest when the family's on board getting those med recs. Now, if the family's not on board, this could be a really lengthy process if it's an under 2 year policy and the family's like, I'm not getting medical records. That could take a month before that family gets any money. Let them know you're on their team, you're going to take care of them if it's an under 2 year death claim, so that you can really truly be their hands and their feet through this process. Now, anyone that's had a policy for over 2 years, that is not the case. If they've had a policy for over 2 years, like I said, the check is getting launched towards these families. They're getting taken care of. It's just done. The check's going to get sent. All you need with most companies is a single signature and then a death certificate. That's it. You can PDF it to a lot of these insurance companies. If it's over like $10,000 or $20,000, certain insurance companies want the certified death certificate. Not a problem. Very fast process. Some insurance companies, like a death claim I did a 4 policy death claim just yesterday. 2 of the policies, they needed a wet ink signature and a copy of the death certificate, PDF'd and sent to the company. Checks are already heading her way. All right, the beautiful family. Another 2 policies that I did, you know what the death claim process looked like? It was nothing more than a phone call, and then the funeral home was contacted. Funeral home didn't pick up to document the death, and then guess what? Called the medical examiner. Medical examiner goes, yep, they did pass away. That was it. The check got cut within like minutes from that phone call taking place. So the spouse got the money as fast as possible. This is what it is about, guarding people's lives. When you've paid your first death claim through the hands of these insurance companies, it will change you because you're doing what you've promised. You're delivering the goods, you're bringing the check. And too many people in this industry, they check out emotionally. It's all about sell, 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 sell. And that's not what this is about. This is about the privilege that we get to do every day. We get to save people the grief, the heartache, the negativity that happens financially. We get to bring the funds. We bring the funds through these life insurance carriers' hands. This is the help that they need at the right time. And it is a privilege to do this. So remember, just say, I'm sorry, let them know I need a death certificate, and then go just love on these great people, serve them, bring them the forms as fast as possible. Don't let the companies send this stuff to them. Don't do it. Just get it going. Call that company right away. Say, I need your death claim form for blankety blank insurance company. Can you please PDF it to me and email it to me right now? Thank you. Get it in your hands, and then immediately when you get a death certificate, have it documented and signed so you can get this process going. You are driving the car here. You're the one who's delivering the goods. And yes, the insurance company is involved, but you as a licensed agent can make things go a lot faster by being involved, really taking the wheel, and then bringing the wealth. Some of these insurance companies will let you deliver the checks. I've done so many of them in my career. It's an emotional experience. I've cried at so many check deliveries. And when even you're doing a death claim, I'm a big baby sometimes, and that's all right. We love who we serve, right? But this is something that is going to make you a better agent. It's going to make these prospects' lives better. It's just phenomenal to get to do a death claim. That's a privilege. This is not about sales. It's not about rah-rah. This is about the reality of your job. Take it seriously. You're saving people's lives. When you do your first death claim, it'll drastically change you. But under 2 years for a death claim, know that most times medical records will be involved. Don't let that create a mess for you. Let the families know so that you can be in front of it to be able to get this check coming as fast as possible so that you can get the medical records. They align the medical records with the health application. Goes, yes, Mr. Jason was honest on his nose. Okay, no, he didn't have COPD. No, we didn't have heart failure. Nope, he said no in all the right places. Now we're bringing the right check. All right, you want to make sure everything is fast for the families. That is what this is about. So under 2 years, you got to be mindful of that. But over 2 years, you've got nothing to truly worry about. If they've had that policy for over 24 months and a day, you can be confident that you're going to deliver that check very fast through these insurance companies' hands. They are just greased lightning because there's no contestability. There's no suicide clause. Even if your client passed away, unfortunately, of suicide, and I've had quite a few of them that's unfortunately the road that they took, and we took care of the families. So over 24 months, doesn't matter how someone dies, you'll be delivering the right check very fast. But under 24 months, just remember, medical records most likely will be involved, and you want to get in front of that to make this claims process very, very fast. So certain companies will confirm it with just calling the funeral home or their medical examiner. Even sometimes getting an obituary will satisfy the death claims process. And this, yes, I'm talking to Martha, blankety blank, the beneficiary. Yep, okay, what's your social, this, okay, boom, check's coming to you. It's done. Talking minutes later, once that's been verified, the families are protected. And this is the privilege that we get to do. We get to pay claims. We get to bring on policyholders. We get to protect families. We get to guard their interests. And I know it's not interesting for some, but this industry isn't for everybody. It's a blessing to do what we do. It is a privilege, and to be able to be here at a cemetery, know that, you know what, I was blessed enough to know this person. I was blessed enough to know that person. I delivered a big check here, and this man over here, I was able to deliver a big check, and my family, some of them, okay, are here. And you know what? Pain go away. But when you take the financial worries and you bring wealth, tax-free wealth to these families, nothing will make you just more humbled and ground you into really getting on to that next prospect, that next phone call, the punishing no, because you know it's not about the no. It's about knowing the good you're doing, and that these families, when they have protection with you, will have the checks written at the right time, at the right place, when they need you to be there for them. Take those claims seriously, serve these great folks, but understand, over 2 years, don't have to worry. Under 2 years, medical records, but really all you need is a death certificate and a signature with 99% of these companies. And then a couple companies, all they need is to call a coroner or the funeral home or see an obituary, talk to the right person, and the money heads their way. It's nice to represent A-rated carriers taking care of amazing people. Hope this video helps you understand the great good that you're doing and what the claims process looks like. Thanks for walking with me. Hope you have a great day. And remember, you've got what it takes. And I'm proud of you for taking care of these just amazing people. We'll see you soon.